So let's go ahead and get started. And what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about some key features in Adelo Express. Most specifically, we're going to talk about table service. That is anything that's casual dining, sports bar, fine dine bar, anywhere that there is an order taken and suspended awaiting payment. So anywhere you have that ability to enter an order, put it on suspend, or just hold it until you want to recall for additional items or for payment. That's what's going, we're qualifying as table service. So let's talk about some recent ads that we've taken and added to Aldelo Express. We do have pay at the table. This is installed, it's running. It is a release product. You're using the PAX D190. If you have someone that you think would like pay at the table, you need to talk to your MSA team member and they will hook you up with that PAX device. Obviously, we have the handheld from Android. It's an app that you can download onto your phone or tablet. I'm sorry, phone or handheld device. Tablet is not released yet. So right now it's handheld only or phone only. But yes, we do have Android. Texting when table is ready. This is something that we've been asked for, and it is now a released product. So when you're doing the Hostess reservation and seating module, you are now able to text the individual when their table is ready. This is a simple button push that the system will then text that customer that is their time for their table to come up. We do now offer a lot of other texting options, not the least of which is the receipt. At the end of the transaction, you can text the receipt to the customer. And you can also now text when their order is ready. This is for pickup, but so the system will allow you to do that, text when the order is ready. We do also have a Quickbooks integration. This is standard. This is not extra. We don't charge for it. So that all these features are listed in the version history in the App Store. So you can go to the App Store, look up the Aldelo Express app. So you should be seeing my iPad. I'm in the App Store. And then over here on the right, it says version history. You click that, and then you're able to look under each of the different versions that have been released. And when you hit the more, it does show you all the different features and enhancements and any issues that were fixed and addressed in this release. We've had requests for release notes. Well, this is really what this is. It's on the App Store, and you can go through and look at what was fixed, what was addressed, what was added in each of the previous versions. So let's take a look at some of the, I'm just going to list the Aldelo Express modules. These are all standard in the Aldelo Express app. We do have a very good labor scheduling module. I don't think a lot of you guys are using that. I'm not sure if it's because you didn't know it was there or it's because you don't know how to use it. But this is one of the more cost-effective and cost-justifiable apps that we have. It is included at no charge, as with all the other modules. It does do a very good labor schedule. It's easy to use. And it should be something that you at least bring up and talk about when you're talking to a restaurant customer. Reason being is that labor is one of the quickest ways they can affect their bottom line. Pizza and sandwich module. I listed sandwich module because you can change the name from pizza module to sandwich module or whatever else you want to call it and use it as a sandwich builder. It does not have to be just for pizza. We do have the reservations module, and then of course the wait list, and then hostess seating. I listed these three individually because a lot of our competitors, you have to purchase them individually. With us, they all come together in one module. Uh, very easy to do, very easy to use. We have a really good delivery module that also has built into it driver management. And then, of course, Masa Plus, which is online ordering, and then QR code ordering, and then also gift card. So the Masa app includes all of these three individual pieces. We are currently developing a lot of other applications that go into Masa. This is where we're putting a lot of our development resources. You'll see some changes and modifications to that in the coming months. In the pizza ordering module, you're able to have up to 10 sizes, no limit on the number of crusts, no limit on the number of sauces, topping groups such as standard toppings and premium toppings that actually have a charge for. You have the ability to do custom pizzas, and then of course whole, half, thirds, single, double, or triple toppings, and then minimum and maximum toppings. So if you had a 3-topping pizza, the first 3 toppings are included. Any additional are chargeable. And of course, we have a really good coupon tracking module that's in this. It really does a good job on tracking the coupons. There are also coupons for the Masa Plus only that are not in the traditional point of sale. So you have 2 different groups of coupons, some just for the store and others just for online. We do have customer profiles that are attached to the delivery system in the pizza module. Therefore, we can track order history, detailed instructions to the driver. We do have VIP status, which is for pricing. We have a very good pricing module, an advanced pricing module that will automatically recognize when you have a VIP and give them a VIP pricing. We do delivery zones and zip codes so that you know what zip codes you do service, as well as any zones that are chargeable based upon distance from the restaurant. Caller ID box, it works really well with the module in that it will recall the customer's profile and show you every order that they've ever entered, not just the last 1 or 2 or 3. It will allow you to sort every order ever entered by this customer, whether it be to go, curb, side, delivery, whatever. This system tracks every order. Our online ordering is, we also have Masa, obviously, but if you have a third party that you would like to have, we do have some options there for other online ordering companies. So we have multiple third parties now, and we've added more here just recently. The delivery module is also the driver management module. It will handle multiple drivers. You can have a driver dispatch or a dedicated dispatcher. And this can be mix and match. You can run part of the day with driver self-dispatch, and then at a busier point, you can bring in a dedicated dispatcher, and there's no required programming change. It's just a matter of picking up and starting with a driver dispatcher. The driver does have money drops, and balancing is just like a cashier. So we do balance that driver specifically with their money drops and what's in their bank. We do have driver mapping in our delivery module, and we will email the driver their route and the customer when that driver has left the restaurant. So there is good communications between the restaurant and the end user. The driver then gets that email with his addresses that he's going to have for his deliveries. He then simply clicks that as a hyperlink, and it opens up his mapping software on his phone, and it uses that to get him to and from the first delivery to the next, Our table management system is a graphical table layout. You can move these tables, arrange them, and then however it looks in the restaurant, it will look on the screen. Obviously from the screen you're seeing here, you can have custom icons. On some of my demos for the uh, bar outside, I have like tiki huts and tables that have little shade umbrellas over them. So you can have your own custom logos or custom icons for the tables. This table status is visually shown. Bottom left of that screen, you're seeing the different colors. That indicates the status of that table, and it does change on the fly. This order recall by table, and then there's obviously multiple sections. There's really no limit to the number of sections that you can have, and it's just a gesture of right to left that will then allow you to select a different section of the restaurant. The Hostess seating reservations and wait list module, it does reservations not only for that day, but days ahead of time. So you can select and reserve tables days and weeks in advance. It is attached to a profile so that you can have anniversary dates and do they need a high chair, anything like any special request, those are in their profile. And you can reserve a specific table. You do have a wait list for walk-ups. So if they don't have a reservation, you use a right to left swipe of that button on the top, and it will then open up the wait list module to allow you to enter those waiting tables. And obviously the system now does have texting when the table is ready, and it's just a button push. You bring up the reservation, an orange button pops up and asks you if you'd like to text that customer. If you do, simply touch it, and it will text that customer that their table is ready. We have a really good hold and fire feature. I did not list this as a module, but it could almost be its own separate module. You can hold and fire specific items, multiple items, or the entire order. You can put it on a timed release. Those blue buttons on the left allow you some presets. So you can select a 5, 10, 15, 20-minute hold using those presets. Or on the right-hand side, you have a spinning dial that allows you to pick the time and date. You do have the option of a manual hold. That then requires the server to go back in and release that hold when they are done, when they're ready for those items to go. And then you can do a combination of both. You can have some on time release, some on manual hold. An example of this would be a time release for the entree, but a manual hold for the dessert. We do order by seat, which means we can print by seat on the guest check, and we can print by seat in the kitchen. This allows the food runner then to come out with a printed ticket, knowing what seat gets what food. There's no more food auction at the table. We do a really good split check in that we can do multiple splits. We can do an even split by dollar amount, do splits by seat, and then you can combine seats back for couples. The multiple splits, I'm seem to remember you can split a table 20 something ways. So that's a really, really powerful feature there. We do have multiple languages. Currently we have 7 different languages that we can have the display of the point of sale and the kitchen printer come out in 7 different languages. We do have item ranking for the remote printers. This allows you to put your apps at the top and your desserts at the bottom of the receipt on the kitchen receipt. So no matter what order they are entered, they will then print in the correct order in the kitchen. We do have, of course, the forced and advanced modifier groups. This allows you to have certain items such as temperatures be a forced item, and then advanced would be something along the line of choosing the starches. And in this case, you do have the ability to have minimum and maximums. Of course, split tender and future orders are available to you. The split tender will allow you to do a mixture of cash and multiple different credit cards. And then, of course, the future orders allows you to go into the system, place an order on hold, enter it in now for future date printing. You do have a report that the restaurant can run that will show all the future orders that are already in the system for today's business. We do have auto gratuity, which you can set up at a specific percentage and a number of guests before the auto gratuity is triggered. Suggested gratuity, that not only prints on the receipt, the guest check that's handed to the customer, suggested gratuity will also pop up onto the customer facing rear display. We just made some modifications to that to allow for a single touch to bring that up. And here's a feature that's not used real often, but is a real cost justifiable feature, and that is to deduct the credit card fees from charge tips. This is a feature that's been around for decades, but is not really well used because a lot of the servers object to the fact that the credit card tips do have a fee. The restaurant is charged 2.5%, 3% for those charge tips. Well, in some restaurants, they want to then recover that from the charge tips. This feature allows that to happen. If it's a 3% amount, then 3% of the charge tip is taken away from the server in order to compensate for that loss of the restaurant. Of course, we do a really good tip tracking. We do tip declarations, and for any tipped employee, we have advanced pricing, and I listed a couple of here: holiday pricing, and then the ability to have global price changes. But the advanced pricing module can go well beyond that for happy hours, entertainment hour, Tuesday night, ladies night. So there's different ways you can use the advanced pricing module to specifically turn on a range of items, an item or a group of items to go onto a promotion, come off the promotion at a certain time. These can be overlapping. You can have multiples at one time. There's really no limit except for your imagination. The global price changes allows you to go in and change all the beer prices at one time. And you can do it by percentage or a dollar amount. We do have table transfers and bar tab transfers to allow you to have a bar tab started and then transfer to a table. Required beverage is another cost justifiable feature that allows you to set a, but when you turn the flag on, it will then look at either the guest count or the entree count and make sure you have an equal number of beverages that are rang up. This will help stop the theft of server prepared drinks, coffees, teas, sodas. We do modifier printer routing. This is not a really common feature that allows you to ring up the steak and then have the potato be routed separately from the steak. This is modifier printer routing. And then there's a modifier correction before send. This allows you to make a correction before you send the item. You can modify and then make that correction over and over again until you get it right before you hit the send button. Item order notes to the kitchen. Now, these can be an item or an entire order, but you can have your own notes sent directly to the kitchen from the point of sale. And of course, repeat round, that allows you to repeat the drinks by simply identifying the drinks that you want to repeat and then sending that order to the kitchen. I'm going to list some of the bar features because they're so hand in hand with the table service, but we do have the ability to do cash or tabs. We can sort by tab name, and that tab name can be generated off of the credit card. There's pre-authorization for tabs, and that you can pre-authorize for a lesser amount and close it for a larger amount. We do have a speed mode, which means that the bartender is always on their screen to go beer cash. It's a real simple, fast way of doing a bar. We do have item countdown, which is pretty much like a poor man's inventory. It will show the number of items left. So that's really good for bottled beers. Tab transfer from the bar to the table makes it really simple for the customer, and it does shift the balance. I'm sure shifts the burden of collection from the bartender to the waiter. Waiter handhelds, we can use iPads or the Android devices in the same network to then ring up the bar orders. That is something that's very unique in our system in that we have the ability to run Android and Apple in the same network, and they share information and share data. That's very unique in the industry. We mentioned repeat round already, and you can have dual cash drawers, one for each of the two bartenders. And then we do advanced schedule pricing. This is back to the happy hour, entertainment hour, those type things. Those can be set up just for the bar.